It's a raccoon with a talk show slinging culture facts you might not know. From the biggest flops to the greatest hits, this is Trash Can Tidbits.
Hi guys, I'm Beaton, and welcome back to some more yummy Trash Can Tidbits. Last week, I asked the question, did Siskel and Ebert like the parodies of themselves in Godzilla? The answer is, hell no, they didn't. They called the jab petty, and Ebert actually said they should have thought to have had their characters eaten by Godzilla. Strangely though, Ebert actually liked the performance by actor Michael Lerner. Now, with that taken care of, let's get on with fact number 1. Did you know that World War II veteran-turned-actor Harold Russell is the only actor to win an Oscar twice for playing the same role? He lost his hands during military training during the war, being replaced with hooks, and director William Wyler saw him in a training video about rehabilitated veterans. He cast him as Homer Parrish in his film The Best Years of Our Lives, and the Academy thought that he wouldn't win, so they gave him an honorary Oscar for bringing hope to his fellow veterans through his performance. Later that same night, though, Russell indeed won Best Supporting Actor. Fact 2. Did you know that the scene where RoboCop shoots the attempted rapist in the nuts was actually improvised? The scene was originally scripted as RoboCop shooting past the victim's cheek, killing the man. But director Paul Verhoeven saw the woman's legs spread out, and he got the idea instead to have RoboCop shoot through her legs, hitting the rapist in the nuts. So in theory, RoboCop ended up taking away both of the man's weapons. Fact 3. Did you know that a character created in the Jak and Daxter game was not mentioned again when the sequel was announced? In the first Jak game, Jak has an uncle known as the Explorer, and he's a side character. The first game came out before any announcement was ever made for a sequel, which would introduce time travel, and the big revelation about Jak wasn't revealed until the end of that game. The Explorer ended up being taken out and was never mentioned again to avoid continuity errors. Fact 4. Did you know that James Bond from the game GoldenEye was considered at one point to be a playable character in Super Smash Bros.? At the time, however, Electronic Arts had the rights to the Bond games, not Rare. There is one remnant of Bond's presence still left in the game, as one of the weapons is a proximity mine which bears a striking resemblance to the same weapon in GoldenEye, but instead Smash calls it a motion-sensing bomb, and the weapon was later designed to look like the same item in Perfect Dark. But the game it's referenced to is Top Secret and not GoldenEye or Perfect Dark. Fact 5. Did you know that Gwyneth Paltrow's Oscar-winning role as Viola in Shakespeare in Love was actually stolen? At the time, she was friends with Winona Ryder, and she happened to see the script for Shakespeare in Love at Ryder's house. Paltrow read it and decided to audition for the part without telling Ryder, and she ended up getting it, as well as an Oscar. Ryder was furious, and the two former friends have not been friends since. Fact 6. Did you know that the Driver game series for the PlayStation should actually be the one to fully get credit for creating the large 3D open-world sandbox games we have today? The first two Driver games, which were released for the PS1, did in fact pioneer this gameplay method, with the second game being the first in the series for which you can actually get out of your car and run around. It's worth noting that Grand Theft Auto 3 came out the same year as Driver 3 and featured superior gameplay that expanded much more free-roaming tropes. But the latter game came out first, and despite how high it aimed, it was simply unfinished and full of glitches. The Driver 3 controversy is the stuff of gaming legend, and because of that, this game series is almost forgotten about and GTA reigns supreme. Fact 7. Did you know that the Von Trapp family did not hike over the Alps to escape from the Nazis as seen in The Sound of Music? In real life, Maria and her family simply walked to the train station and took the next train to Italy, not Switzerland. Salzburg, Austria is in fact too far away from Switzerland to get by simply walking. And even if the Von Trapp families did climb over the mountain, they would have ended up not in Switzerland, but in Germany. The exact spot you see in the final camera shot overlooking the mountain on the other side was not too far away from Hitler's mountain retreat at the time. A fact that Maria's real-life youngest son, Johannes, has jokingly and truthfully commented, "That's not where we wanted to go." Fact 8. Did you know that the music from the opening credits of Disney's Robin Hood would later be used for a popular early 2000s dance trend? The song, Whistle Stop, which was sung by singer-songwriter Roger Miller, who also played the film's narrating rooster, Alan Adale, goes like this. A version of it would later be sped up and released in the early 2000s as the infamous Hamster Dance.
Here we go.
Fact 9. Did you know that the reason that the characters of Sonya and Kano were not playable in Mortal Kombat 2 is because they were the least selectable characters in the original game? In terms of overall arcade units that were shipped at the time, the total numbers between Sonya and Kano were the lowest of other characters, even though Kano's heart rip fatality was really popular. Though two of them do appear in the game nonetheless as background characters in one of the stages, tied up as prisoners of the main villain, Shao Kahn. Fact 10. Sticking with Mortal Kombat for this final fact, did you know that the face of the Toasty guy that appears from time to time when you land an uppercut is the game's sound designer? Dan Forden has been working on the series since its inception, and the idea to have him appear as an Easter egg made sense, at least to the rest of the developers. Forden even came up with the idea for the Babalities finishing move as a joke when he came across the sound of babies crying in a sound library. Forden and his Toasty voice can still be heard in the series to this very day. And here's this week's trivia question. The Legend of Zelda series is one of Nintendo's flagship titles and has been a part of the video gaming landscape for over 30 plus years. Yet most people don't know that Shigeru Miyamoto took the name for the title princess from the wife of an acclaimed American author known for his books about the Jazz Age of the 1920s. My question to you is, Shigeru Miyamoto took the name Zelda from the wife of which acclaimed American author? And there we go for this week. I hope you liked this video. I felt I had some more neat variety for you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and boop that bell down there for future video notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.